full day and 20 minutes of film on the same building with very different approach. Like, I would like to hear your first impressions and of course praise and critique. So
Yeah, for me it was an amazing experience because before this visit, we tried, I think both, we tried to research something about the building. It was very difficult, like Amanda say, and all this information before we don't have. And that was more interesting for me because all the time we passed there was like a discovery, and was for me was an experience very sensorial. I have a very good connection with the building. We passed like 4 days inside the building in separate times together. The both team walk around, and the physical experience there for me was very interesting because how I talked with somebody yesterday. My first impression, like a filmmaker, was the first day was raining. So this say, oh my God, bad luck for me. You know, the weather is horrible. The sky is gray. Maybe the light is bad, but all the building is full of water for the rain. So for my video was very interesting because the rain was one of the most important sound inside the building. And all the building have this expression for me in this moment. So it was a very sensorial experience for film, you know, and how we don't have information or so much information. This helped for me for have this kind of trip inside, you know, and yeah, it was very interesting. And with Rebecca also have we have a dialogue all the time, and with you and Mattia, very interesting because we have different views, and that's what's more interesting for me. You know how we discovered the same building, the same shooting, the same all you know all the same physical time, but they both have different videos. So this exercise is super interesting in the same way.
Yeah, I also can confirm that we had a great time. But while I was developing the concept for this film, for this video, first I wanted to do something within the memories and the postcards, and then in one point I decided that why not to focus to the architect, to the Ricard Marasovic, and the mystery around him. So I decided to just bring Ricard from the past, from the dead, and that he can, like an only voice, can tell a story of the community and the professionals. You know how they see the future of this building. So I find it really interesting this play. But yeah, the concept of my film was a bit more narrative, documentary, and Joaquin had this different sound approach, more conceptual, if I can say like this.
Yeah. It's. I try to research how the space still have a relation with the sound, you know, in how the sound expressed in different way. All the words I use in the video are part of different interviews I made local people, and how the building for them works in the sound memories, you know. So some guys talk about the nice time they passed in the 70s dancing in the terrace, ABBA, you know, and he named ABBA like the first sound the memory acted with this terrace, you know. So it's like and other people talk about a lot of Yugoslavia, how all the different people from Yugoslavia came there, and the mixture of culture, you know, the cosmopolitan Yugoslavia they talk. And what's very interesting, how the sound provoked some connection with the past, and that's for me what's very important. And what was a surprise for me from your video was this proposed from the future. You know, I don't, it was very unexpected, and was very interesting, you know, because we talk a lot about the ideas in general, because when we are in a place like this, it's like, wow, it can be that or that, and it was very nice this part, you know.
I, in a way, if I can say, wanted to give to or to bring up the voice of the community, of the locals, and you know, basically from the people who still care about the subject. So maybe to reconsider and to, you know, just to make the option what are the possibilities for the future. Maybe this is not, you know, has to be like restored as a healthcare, but you know, there can be some other usages which are lacking in this environment in a sense. So, yeah, they were very cooperative, and I like that all the production work stayed in Krvavica. We also have like the musician, the composer from Krvavica, and the narrative. The voice of the Richard was also from one guy from there. So it's a really local story in a sense. In the production matters, but I think it sends the message.
Yes, we would like to hear your impressions.
I'd like to connect the Albanian quote regarding the capacity of cinematography to tell the truth, compared to Francis Ford Coppola, who once claimed that the camera actually lies 24 times a second. By looking at your work, we're thinking about the line factor in Rebecca's work, which in a sense gives hope, whereas the documentaristic approach in Joaquin seems to give no hope at all. So, is that true to you?
What's the truth? You know, for me it's not, there are not possibility to believe in something, you know, like true. The fact was the material in some way, how the material is expressed, and how the different element works there, you know. For me, the chorus of works in a way of the collective memory, but not only for creation. When I listen the music there, I connect with my roots, because the voices of the traditional chorus, even if have words or tell histories about local tradition or things, have a connection around the world. It's, for me, it's different rhythm, different scales of my tradition, but in some way connected. And how is that's what how the sounds work. It's a travel with our own history, and for me this is how I create a reality or truth. You know, it's I take this element, I propose my truth of the building, you know, and you complete this with your truth. You know, this is the magic of the narrative of the film. You know, and how we complete all this sequence of audiovisual things. You know, and in this way, this architecture or this space proposed in different ways travels, you know, because even for the shades, you know, it's how you move inside or how the perspective works. They propose movement. And the difference of the video of Rebecca, I don't use the movement only for the drone, because for me the building moved for himself, you know, have a lot of movement. And this was very important for me in the beginning, you know, show the frame and create from the space the movement, you know, and you travel with this and the sound. Here we don't have a very loud sound, but the sound helped to create this feeling of the space. So I don't know, that's why in the beginning I talked a lot about how I have a sensorial experience because for me it was just put the camera, you know, in different places. But in the other way, I create a new through of the space, you know, because that's why I work in three layers of sound. The real sound I hear there with machines, you know, and specific machines. I record with one microphone electromagnetic frequency from the electricity around the building, from the how to say, the light.
Piping or cables, electric cable.
Yes, for the lights, you know, and I put a microphone, and all the frequencies you listen are from this electromagnetic field. And of course, they are all there, but I create this. So I propose a new truth or a new reality. And this is a very nice experience, you know, because now how I remember the building is like this. Because I always with my headphones and was like, this was my experience, you know.
No, that's what cinema creates, like memory and experience, not truth. So it maybe constructs truth, construes it. Doesn't convey, or doesn't give the promising. But I think you use camera more like investigative tool and all these other tools. But this specific bringing up this choir of three women singing that specific song also gives some kind of narrative, completely different narrative than Rebecca did, but still it gives the narrative of the wider, let's say, atmosphere of the landscape and everything. It is interesting that this kind of singing and it has become recently really popular among younger people, and there is a lot of reproduction and similar choirs where especially young women sing these songs, which for example from my generation was totally out of question. You know, that was too traditional, and so I think there's the attempt or need for deeper connection with some kind of tradition of landscape, of place, of what traditional living was about, and what all these elements that were connected to also traditional, you know, modes of living, even buildings, were about. So that's how I read it. And I find it really interesting that you used rain and water. I mean, water that comes from the sky, because in a sense, you know, this form is also kind of vessel, and you know, it can be anything. I mean, you know, it can also bring thoughts about, you know, oh, why wouldn't we collect even that water because water is scarce there. I mean, it's always scarce. So the only thing I really admired also Rebecca's film, the only thing that a little bit was kind of too far from me, kind of really projecting it, here we'll have cafe and so on and so on. I mean, why would we jump so, quickly to, it really needs, I think it's important to facilitate time to think what the space could be. That kind of, just these two words. I mean, everything after that is fantastic because it opens the broader scope of possibilities, but this particular two words like cafe, why would we narrow our imagination? When the place is actually real, like science fiction, like we think about. So I think expanding imagination would be the next step.
Yeah,
Narrowing to something that you already know. I mean, like, why not bring children and let them imagination and grow, just like maybe, local children 2 or 3 times like workshops and let them think what they need. Instead of, always going to this cafe and restaurants and, that.
So the thing is that even though this film is more a narrative, it still has some documentary features. So all the narrative from Rikat Marasovic was transcribed from the different interviews from the Lukas. So I didn't use any of my opinions or words I didn't manipulate in this way the text and the narrative. Everything was like just extracted from the different interviews that I made during this time. So I agree with you in the sense, but still, we have to consider this documentary feature that can be.
Sure. But when you think also, if you want to go deeper in that side of documentary, then it would be really interesting, to investigate archives more, because, for example, in the archive of Yugoslav army, there must be something about this place because they give initiative to it. So, I mean, this sketch, a draft, can be really complex work, in many institutions that also Tamara mentioned, so kind of, if you really want to collect stories and interpretation and, cover lots of interesting layers, then it would really expand, in different layers. This is, I feel it is, I experienced it as a draft, kind of what that documentary about that place could be, and that is.
Yes, I totally agree. This could be, like a base for a wider story or a, full-length documentary, but we were in a way limited in time, in production and everything. So this is more like an insight of what can be from the local community point of view and some of the professionals. Maybe just to make a discussion in that direction, maybe some other direction. But yes, I agree. Maybe we get some other funding and then make the bigger project. But I wanted to say also that the beauty of an artist or a filmmaker is also, in a way to manipulate all the media and the images and the sound in order to bring new connections, to bring new perspectives. So this is the profession, the artistic profession that allows us to do like this.
Well, if I may explain from my point of view, we've been collaborating really closely in the last 6 months on the making of these 2 films, and a lot of research in form of interviews has been done in a very narrow time. Even like the weather conditions were against us or working for us. In Joaquin's case, we were traveling to Dalmatia when the roads were blocked between Zagreb and other parts of the country due to heavy snow, etc. So Rebecca did really the most in the interviews possible in Krvavica, in Split, with researchers such as Miranda Veljačić, and actually Rebecca's work so far has been into documentary TV formats more in this narrative style of of buildings and tables adjacent to buildings, whether through the so-called tenants or call them users of the buildings, archival footage, etc. So this is the first time that we sort of
I also
made a
pushed
platform.
myself into
Yeah.
some other, type of
Through this
filmmaking.
idea of making an only voice through Rikard Marasovic, and just a bit of clarification. So the narrative has been made through out of the interview. So when I repeatedly hear all the sentences, I immediately know which sentence came from which source. Let's say it like that. But also an important information is that Bojan Divic, who was narrating, impersonating vocally Rikard and did the music, he also worked on the text on some sort of a reinterpretation. So, but in a sense, this idea of this cafe or open restaurant or etc., or the entire idea of Krvavica as some sort of a center for culture of living is nothing new. It's such a common place, almost sort of an empty life. So in a sense, but it came from a local historian. But I see place for Rebecca to go even further in this creation of truth or cinematic lies, than to decide as a curator, as a director, which parts maybe to omit, to exclude, to leave it more open without a cafe or something like that. But that is something that could be and not necessarily needs to be done, because
What will you do with these films? Will you distribute them or?
we're looking for a distributor. Do you know one?
I'm just thinking when you were talking about limitation, that actually probably Rikard Marasovic wasn't limited at all. That he got lots of funds and carte blanche.
Maybe
Because otherwise it would have
Yeah.
been impossible, I mean, he would.
it's not.
And this is completely different
No,
procedure.
it's not the reality we're living.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the reality
Exactly.
we're living, and maybe Mateusz can say a little bit in comparison to other works and work that has been done or something, in which way this sort of production is. I don't know, transgressing in the best.
I
In
think
the best sense.
the experience was the I don't know the film for me, like I made a lot of my videos for all my life, movies, documentaries, but I never had this experience like experiment in some place like this, in some days with local people, because we live in the house of and we share with this historian guy cafes. It was a very like a residence concept, and I think this is have some value, how the building helped to create something is. It's very interesting how that experience there, like for any artist or not only filmmakers, it's very interesting how a concrete mass with this space provoke in the people, the creators or other people, this kind of things, this is very interesting.
What could you say, maybe following your question about what can be done with these movies as well? Did you think about the relation between architecture and film in a way that if you think how film would be used in the time of Marasovic when the building was done, it would be a cinematic life, probably. That probably ends up showing, using architecture as a scenography to show progress and modernity, and being actually very honest, showing decay, and but at the same time, the building became an object of the movie by itself. How do you think about the relationship between architecture and films?
I don't know if I understood the question now. How do I see the connection between the architecture
Your
and
architecture and your work.
Well, the film is like the messenger. I mean, maybe it's interesting because I'm not an architect and I'm like the representative of the community people who doesn't maybe have that much matter within the architecture, and you know, I'm in a way also the voice of these people, or bringing out these voices of people who are maybe not heard or doesn't have the opportunity to express, you know, their feelings, do they see the value in the subject, because they were living, if we say about Karavica, with this object for years, and they would be, you know, devastated in a way if this were demolished or something. So I think it's important also to listen and to consider the architect's perspective, but also the, you know, the community and the people involved in their environment.
So in a sense, to put it briefly, the protagonist is actually the only voice of people, not the architecture in Rebecca's film. But
For me, it's very important. You know, I'm a citizen of cities built for architect. I live in houses built for architect. My space relation with my existence is created for architect in general. So in all I have different projects in my life of films. My first work was a long film, a fiction film, was in a house of a Chilean architect, Cecilia Puga, and the architecture helped to me to narrate, and each character have a different relation with the house, and that was 15 years ago or something. And after that, all my projects have some kind of relation with the architecture. Sometimes are very conscious, and other times not conscious. I like this experiment way to the space with different things, with chorus, with musician. I create this kind of things. And another way, I make some documentaries about how the people live and relation with the houses. But always is more, in my perspective, like citizen. You know, for me, the architecture is very important. But because the architect, in some way in my country, was used for political things, you know. In the neoliberal system, they create all the urbanistic relation in the 80s. So how our problems are made in some way for architects also. So it's very interesting when you think how beautiful houses we made in Chile, or amazing architects, but all our problem of transport and things are created for architects too. So it's amazing how important are the architect in our life, you know. So of course it's cross all the time for every kind of project I do. Even if I create the history of a fiction, a short film about a single guy in his apartment, you know, or made a documentary about how the people want to change the neighborhood, whatever. Always the architecture is in the films, you know, because this is a scenario, you know, I don't know how to say it. So for me it's very important.
Maybe I want to continue a little bit, but you were asking, but for me I think the reading was that these both films are kind of encounters with the building, maybe more so than with the architecture. So, and then in that way, I cause I've been there, but only like once, but like, let's say like one visit, but multiple days in different occasions. I can say that, well, I've been swimming there, and I've been walking there, and I've approached the building and so on. But still, both films showed me things that I would not see otherwise. So, like for instance, in Rebecca's film, I kind of felt that there is this like movement through the building, and then I was somehow surprised with all the how colorful the building is. Like it's somehow so pastels and colors and kind of like lots of things that you don't pay attention to, and then maybe the tones like of the sunset and everything, that they really do matter where it's at, and must have been so important to the experiences, the cumulative experiences of people there. And then in Hawkins, like all those narrow frame shots about like how a certain corner or window exists there, and behind it something else and something else. It's like something I never really have looked in that way. So they, reveal new sides and new experiences of those buildings. And then through that, I wanted to maybe think that it's quite rare in general that any building gets so many interpretations or so much focus. And then in some way, even though we see the Krvavitsa site as some sort of ruin of a time that was once before, in another way, you see that there's already so many projects and so much interest towards it that maybe other buildings don't even receive ever in their lifetime and life cycle. So how many people can be enchanted by the building or become interested in the building, like also because of the films and then these other conversations we're having. I think it sort of brings the meter into the positive side somehow.
I would say just maybe one thing. I remember Alessia's presentation about, and it stood in my mind what to preserve. Maybe the question is okay. Of course, it's an important question, but why to preserve? Why to preserve one building? Because for this case in Krvavitsa, we see there is a lot of care and things going on, and maybe this is something really worth preserving. Maybe some other architectural objects, or just you have to balance it and go back to the people and where you see the value.
Well, it's also important, something that Sonia tackled upon about the question of the female choir, and at your time not so popular idea of singing these traditional songs, and actually the importance of that experiment in sound choreography that Joaquin performed with the three female singers. It's also important to go against this glorification of modernist buildings. There is history, there was history before, and something that could be, preserved and connected in this sense of caring for a place and healing of a place. Even though the song per se is from a bit of a from another village, but not necessarily as Joaquin was saying. Like, I listen to these songs and I listen to my songs, but
yeah, it's somehow primordial, I think.
yes,
But
exactly.
I think that the picture about it's not so much about just modern architecture. It's it's not about the form. It's about the function and the idea much more. And if you let's not romanticize, but one thing, I think it's really important to see that one thing of archaeological research into building is what it was before. And then totally different archaeological research is about what happened after. Because all these images that we see, all those colorful sprays over, so somebody engaged into it. So that's another layer of the community. And community at one point also was taking from the building. So community didn't recognize the value until somebody else, Miranda and other people, started to come and said this is important. So all these, I think, factors come into the play.
I would disagree that the community did not understand the value in anticipation of, the experts' beatification
But
of
you
the
remember
building.
there was a story that the people took parts of
Yeah.
the materials and so on.
Absolutely, but
Yeah.
I don't know the crime story behind that, and I would say that
True crime.
yeah, that it wasn't like the
That was a big
local
frustration.
But
Yeah, because of Yugoslavia, Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's the
but-
point of the conflict.
But that wasn't about the building. It was about the purpose of the building.
Yeah. Still, there was anger, and there was some kind of remorse. I think all these things come into the play when we want to tell the story
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
about
but
the building.
in
and its
another way, when you start to talk with the people,
It depends which bubble do you. I mean, this bubble is visible because it's destroying. But there is another side of the Pilates that is
Yeah.
really glorifying.
But
Not
for-
glorifying, but you know.
for example, I asked to Anna, because Anna has a lot of time in the youngness there, in the childhood, and I asked, what means this, or which sound remind you? And Anna said, I'm working now with you. And suddenly she connect with the past and say, the summer running wet with the house sweet.
With the swimming suit.
Yeah, running, and this feeling came, and it was like a surprise because the exercise of memory is it's very complicated because we remember, or we try to remember in different layers.
We remember in images very often.
Yeah,
We see
yeah.
something like film that remembers it as I think the thing is that there are restrictions in these productions, and you did marvelously in that sense, considering it. I think we are just expanding the possibilities here. In what it could be if we had resources, for example, Marasovic had. Because the place and the space and the object and the material ground is so complex, so it could really go into 10 to 20 films. You could film about it for next 3, 4, 5 years. So that's what I'm talking about. That, I mean, the work that you did is marvelous. It's really provokes thinking.
Yeah, and that's why I like the preservation of some thing, because the controversial that the building create in the memory is this. The thing of Evo Morales in the La Paz is okay for me. This colonialist architecture means other thing for the architect or for these white people, and that is very interesting. How we preserve the controversial of our history in buildings. This is maybe Kravitz. The building is better to how to say demolish. Who knows? But it's interesting how we are here talking about this building. For some kids, it was a spaceship. Many people remember that say, yeah, when we was kid, this was a spaceship, you know? Amazing. Yeah.
Thank you all. I think another round of applause. On the cook will continue tomorrow, so. Yes, thank you so very much. It's been quite contentful last 6 hours, a marathon, a sensorial and intellectual marathon. So thank you all. Now I think we deserve some